Welcome. I am going to tell you 6 tips to become a better GW2 player. These tips are for all game modes, PvE, PvP and World vs World. They are beginner friendly, but some of them are for more experienced players. Feel free to subscribe to my channel for more GW2 content. Let's start with the first tip. The settings. Correctly configuring the game settings is mandatory and will help you to improve your gameplay by a lot. I will tell you which settings to use. This will give you 3 benefits. Increase your performance to have more FPS, have a better quality of life in-game, and finally to be able to use some tips and combos which require particular settings configuration. First, the settings to have better in-game performance, while keeping the game visually good. If you need to improve your FPS, go to the graphic settings. Put the character model limit and quality on medium, especially in World vs World. In addition, you can disable post-processing, anti-aliasing, and shadows, since they are very greedy. The game will still look beautiful and will run without any FPS drops. Then, the settings to improve your quality of life in-game. Be sure to put the field of view at the maximum. This will help you to have a better view of the battlefield. You will be able to spot enemies that you may have missed. Put collision sensitivity to the minimum and disable camera shake to avoid screen shaking and headaches. Disable the double tap to evade, or you will dodge by mistake. Disable auto-targeting. This will allow you to use some skills without anything selected to escape. If you activate auto-targeting, the game will automatically select the closest target. Activate the show skill recharge, as this will help you to better manage your cooldown. On the control panel, be sure to keybind the Look Behind button. I use Tab K for this. You can look behind you immediately. This is very useful, especially if you need to escape. Also, on the control panel, be sure to keybind the target closest enemy. I use Ctrl K for this. If you have an enemy near you, instead of clicking on the character to target him, only press the K. It will be way easier and you will save some time. Always play with in-game effect sound. Listen carefully. Did you hear? It's the sound of a mesmer skill. Thanks to this sound I know there is a mesmer near me. It can really help you, especially in competitive modes. If you can, use or buy a gaming MMO mouse. You have multiple buttons for your thumb that you can keybind, so you can use your weapon skills directly with your thumb. Trust me, it's weird at first, but then when you are used to it, you will save a lot of time. Finally, here are 2 in-game tricks you can use, with specific settings only. First trick. Activate the Allow Skill Retargeting. If you enable this option, you will be able to change target while casting a skill. This is very important for few professions. For example, Ranger, the longbow skill 2. Here is with the option. Here is without the option. If the enemy is dead and skill 2 is still shooting, fast click on another enemy, and you will attack him too, instead of still shooting to the already dead enemy. It can be used for lots of skills, like Elementalist Scepter skill 1. Just click on another enemy to change target. Second trick. Deactivate the Use as a mouse button to change direction. You have few skills that do a retreat behind you. If you deactivate this option, you have a trick to go on the opposite side if you want to surprise your enemy or to be faster. Here is a normal skill, Elementalist Fire Staff 4. Here is a skill with a trick. How to do this? Check your About Face button. I bind it with the letter A to make it easily available. First, hold your left mouse button. You can walk and move the camera. Press the About Face button and immediately activate your skill. Finally, click on the right mouse button at the end of the skill. This works with lots of skills. Most famous are Elementalist Starfire 4, Sword Water 2, but also Thief Heal Withdraw, and Roll for Initiative. That's all for the settings. If you want to know what keybinds I'm using for my Elementalist, check my River Guide video in description. Second tip, dodge. Dodge is probably the most important mechanic of Guild Wars 2. While dodging, you are temporarily invulnerable for nearly 1 second. In addition to the invulnerability, it's also a movement. You will move 300 units. Be sure to take both of these things into account. Guild Wars 2 combat is animation-based. All attacks performed while play, an animation with some degree of telegraphing before the attack hits, and follow, so with some kind of animation showing the result. Careful observation and analysis of what enemies are doing can help us understand and predict their attacks, subsequently avoiding or countering them with smart play. Most important thing is to not waste your dodge. Save it for when you really need to evade a powerful attack incoming. Don't use it only for mobility unless it's really necessary. Now 2 tricks to make even more powerful dodges. Directional dodging. Now that you have mastered the art of reading combat animations and pressing the dodge key at the correct time, we will take it up one step further by choosing a direction to dodge in. Pressing a direction key plus your dodge key will send you rolling in a specified direction. You can dodge backward or to the side of your enemy to both evade the attack and to put distance between you and him. Dodging forward and through the enemy places you behind him, still in melee range to immediately resume attacking while avoiding the attack. Dodge jump. To dodge jump, just press your dodge key on your jump key at the same time. Timing can be difficult to begin with, but after some training you will master it. If you dodge and jump at the same time, your dodge will have a significantly increased mobility. You will travel more distance than a single dodge, or than a single jump. A dodge is 300 units. Dodge jump is 450 units. Dodge jump is extremely useful in PvE for jumping puzzles to jump further than a normal jump, and in PvP. Why is it that useful in PvP? Your regular movement speed while walking forward is 294 units per second. However, if you are in fight, your movement speed is decreased to 210 units per second. You move slower and you jump less far when you are in fight. Look at this video. You have no problem to make this jump when out of combat. But if you are in combat and need to escape, or if you have cripple or chill conditions on you, these jumps become impossible. Dodge jump allows you to ignore the cripple and chill conditions and to ignore the in-combat speed reduction and to perform the jump. Once you get used to it, you will not be able to play without it. Tip number 3. Play each class. Even if you already have your favorite class, it's very important to try at least each class once. If you are playing a competitive mode like PvP, this is mandatory. To know your enemy, to learn what each skill animation looks like, which skills are devastating and should be dodged. If you understand the build of your enemy, if you know his strengths and his weakness, it will be easier for you to kill him. Create the new character, directly go to the PvP lobby to unlock all the skills and traits immediately, and then have a look at the meta builds. Be curious, read each skill description, learn each skill animation. A very well-known example, full counter skill on Spellbreaker. You definitely should not attack a Spellbreaker when you see this animation. When you are fighting a Scourge, you definitely should not go into this field. This is a Scourge Elite, and you will learn plenty of disgusting conditions. In addition, by testing new class, you will discover new aspects of the game, and perhaps even find a new main class to discover and to master in Guild Wars 2. Each class is unique with specific mechanics, and it can be a way to have new goals and new interest into the game. Tip number 4. Theory crafting. Builds are extremely important in Guild Wars 2. Even if you are the best player in the world, if you don't have a good build, you will not be able to win anything. If you need a build, check description. There are links to my guide to Elementalist, Ranger, Necromancer, Guardian, and there is also a site called Meta Battle that gathers the best builds for each class on each game modes. But using a good build is not enough. You need to understand the build, how it works, how the traits and the skills synergize together. So my advice, be curious. Don't be lazy and copy-paste the build. Try to understand how it works, why this trait is used, which combo you could make. If you understand your build, you will get the most benefit. For example, in my Weaver build, this water trait cures one condition each time I gain regeneration boon. This Weaver trait provides regeneration boon each time I gain swiftness boon. This means each time I gain swiftness, I gain regeneration and I cure one condition. So look at all your skills and all your traits to see which will provide this boon and cure a condition, so you will be able to use in a clever way your build. Don't be afraid to read the description of each trait, each skill, and to test builds in PvP. Tip number 5. Practicing. This is a natural step that follows theory crafting. You have a good build, you understand how it works, now you need to practice, again and again. The more you play, the more you will develop your mental and muscular reflexes. You will be faster in your decisions, and the combos and rotations will be automatic. Here are 3 spots where you can train and practice. The Lion Arch Aerodrome, also known as the Red Lobby, is an area located south of Lion's Arch. From this map, you can join the Special Forces training area. There is a golem where you can train your DPS rotation. This is mostly useful for endgame PvE, raids, and fractals. If you want to train for competitive modes, PvP on World vs World, you can either play unranked PvP or duel in a guild hall, a friend, or another player. It does not matter if you win or lose. Ask your friends to play a build or a profession you struggle with to train. A very good option is to record your gameplay and to watch after to see which mistake you made. Make a list of the mistakes and try to think about it next time. The most common mistake is to dodge when it's not needed, and then to be unable to dodge when it's needed because you don't have any endurance left. Practice again and again, but in a clever way, to find your mistakes and try to improve your gameplay. Tip number 6. Watch experienced players, from both YouTube and streamers. You will discover some tips and tricks, combos, this could help you a lot. I'm going to give you some Guild Wars 2 streamers and YouTubers for each profession. All links to their channel are in description. Warrior, Vance, Tremadex, Goku, Ajax. Guardian, Dunoddi, Zodin, Ryuna, Cookie. Revenant, Nissi, 2B2 Ranger, Boyce, Big the Snake, Kiritsugu Emeya. Thief, Syndrunner, Valoon, Nudi. Engineer, Zan, Xan. Necromancer, Naru, Holtz. Elementalist, myself, Yaspir, 7, Solen. Mesmer, Lord Helset, Lugolix, Shorts. And here are some more Guild Wars 2 content creators I enjoy. Feel free to have a look. Wooden Potatoes for the Guild Wars 2 lore, the Herald for the fashion, Lord Heisen for the memes, Raoul Mela, Nike, Sa Majesté for the Trading Post Gold Guide, Tekit's Workshop for the very useful guides, Aurora Peachy, Mighty Teapot, my favorite Guild Wars 2 streamer, Gildemem, the richest player of the game, and finally 2 channels I really love, Silverdisk and Noxy, both extremely fun. Finally, each week I'm doing a giveaway of gold and legendary weapons. You have a small chance to win a legendary weapon, so be sure to participate. Link to the giveaway video is in the description. Thanks for watching. I really hope this guide will help you in-game. Be sure to subscribe to my channel and to tell me in comments if you enjoyed this video. Here is a playlist of my gold guides for Guild Wars 2 if you need any help to make easy and lazy gold. Thanks everyone, I wish you the best. Bye.